This is severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, here's Dr. Don.
Okay, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don back in here with you on your Sunday afternoon, coming up on 425 Central, 525 Eastern on your Sunday, August 6th, 2023. And I believe we have our internet issues, at least for the moment, in check. I think we look a lot better now than when we did earlier. Thanks, you folks, for hanging in there with me. It's been kind of a crazy afternoon. I was minding my own business, laying on the couch on the front porch, outdoor furniture type couch. We don't have washing machines and stuff on our front porch up here. But even though we do live far enough back in the sticks, we could do that and be just fine. But I was enjoying the rain pitter-patter on the tin roof, and then it just all broke loose. We had multiple mountain rescues up here, and so it took me a minute to get back to the studio, and now I'm here. And we have severe thunderstorm warnings for just about every county in our coverage area across East Alabama and West Georgia. Cindy's telling us the power's out in Coldwater, no doubt. That's that nasty storm that's now moving in across northern Clay County and into northern Randolph that caused the power outage up there in Coldwater. So let me stop the radar and we'll take it current. There you go, from about Wedowee up to Newell, up to about Graham, and then down to just north of Malone in Randolph County, and then in Clay County. That heavy part of the storm is right over the western side there around Lineville, stretching back down to Ashland. And this continues to move off to the east. So heads up, Roanoke, this is coming your way. You're going to see some of this. It's about to move into Wedowee right now. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect until, let's see here. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect until 5:15 p.m. So we got about 45 more minutes until this expires. At about 10 minutes ago, the severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from 7 miles north of Mars Hill to near Ranburn to near Hillaby Creek, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. But it has expanded further to the east since then. Now it's stretching from about Graham down to near Woodland, down to Wedowee, and then down to around Malone in Randolph. And then in Clay County, it's in areas such as Mountain Valley, Mellow Valley, Mountain Community, and then down into northern Tallapoosa. From Alexander City back up to around New Site is where the heaviest part of that storm is. One small but heavy cell just to the east of Stroud in northeastern Chambers County, though that's not severe at the moment. And then in West Georgia, things are much better now in Troup County than they were. That storm has pretty much moved on over to the east. And then behind it, we have a couple of more areas of activity. We have heavy storms now in extreme southwestern Talladega County, extreme northwestern Coosa. That stretches back over into northern Chilton County, up there around Mellow Valley, and then that line continues all the way back to Livingston, Alabama. And we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings for that area as well. So just a stormy Sunday afternoon across East Alabama and West Georgia. This line of storms, the Weather Service is literally warning for every county along this line from Chattanooga all the way to Clanton, Alabama. From Chattanooga, Tennessee, all the way to Chilton County, there around Clanton, Alabama. We have severe thunderstorm warnings for every county along that line of thunderstorms. So up here in North Georgia, heads up Rome, Canton. I think eventually we may even see some of that over here in northeast Georgia, but that will be well after sunset. We'll see if these storms hold together or not. Jury's still out there. But today's not going to be the end of it, folks. We have an even better chance of severe weather tomorrow. We'll show you that graphic in just a few moments. And then there's a chance that we will see some strong thunderstorms on Tuesday of this upcoming week as well. So Cindy is reporting some downed tree limbs in the Coldwater area. Pamela says that she just moved out of Hoover. We are here in the perfect game basketball. Okay, so they were in Hoover for the baseball tournament. Jennifer's telling us that it's getting nasty in Wedowee. No question, that's that line moving in. There could be some pretty gusty winds involved in it, though I don't think the wind threat is as significant as the very heavy rainfall, the dangerous lightning, and then some pockets of hail. We're showing probably some hail up there in the Swag community of Randolph County, just to the west of Ava, right there along Highway 431. We probably have some hail. Hey, Bernard, you're in Swag. So y'all got any hail there? Hey, Joe. You folks down here at Rockstand, get ready. It's moving into your area now. All right, so the latest volume scan shows us probably some hail near Woodland and between Wedowee and Wedowee Marine. What about Jackson Gap? Well, let's see here. You got that heavy cell down there just to the east of Alexander City moving east. And you're going to catch the extreme southern end of that as it moves off to the east. Let me get a little better. Let me rock the volume scan. Yeah, I mean, you're going to catch it, but it's not going to last long for you, I don't think. If you go back up to the north, it's much stronger up there around Horseshoe Bend. New Site, Goldville, heads up Daviston, Buttston, Eagle Creek. Dadeville, I think this stays north of you. Roanoke, headed right straight for you. Batten down the hatches. Heavy rain, dangerous lightning, probably some gusty winds for the city of Roanoke. Scott was reporting had some hail in Barfield about 10 minutes ago. Very windy. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. Jimmy Stevens of Jimmy Stevens Construction reporting that it was very windy down there in the Alma Malone community just a few moments ago. Okay, so Bernard is reporting that he did not see any hail in the Swag community. Over 6 hours without power this morning. All right, so whoever posted that, I need you to click. Well, we don't have it running. My bad. I can't see who you are because you need to give Restream permission to show us your name, but I don't have that link scrolling at the moment. We'll see if we can get that fixed in just a few moments. Heavy rain and wind in Wedowee. Amy's watching us up in Woodland. You're about to get hammered, Amy. It's coming right at you. Showing a little pocket of hail there just west of Woodland, and also a little northeast of Wedowee up to around the Ava community, and then just south of Wedowee Marine, moving across 431 right there around Ava. You folks down here in Roanoke, it's just off to your northwest up around Cornhouse Creek, coming up on Crystal Lake. And honestly, Roanoke, you're going to get some rain out of this, no question, but I think the heaviest part of this stays well to your north up around Wedowee. Small but heavy cell around Standing Rock down to Holiday Park. And then we still have this storm ongoing over in Tallapoosa. So maybe you're going to get a little more than I originally thought, Jackson Gap. There you see it. It's all knocking on your door. But I still think the heaviest part of it's going to stay to your north, up there around Horseshoe Bend. Thanks, John. We were having some internet issues, but I think we've got it worked out now. Thunder in Alexander City. Thank you, Beverly. Hey, Mook, joining us over there in Calhoun, Georgia. Good to see you this afternoon. Hey, Stephen, standing by in Dawsonville. He's just right down the road from me. Grab me a plate of Connie House and bring it up to the north end of 400. I'll meet you right there at Home Depot. Producer Tracy's down there shaking her head. Yep, that'll work just fine. Yep, she's down there hollering. Yep. No tornadoes. We cannot completely rule out the possibility of a quick spin-up tornado. Anytime you have severe weather, there's always that possibility. This is not a classic tornado setup right here. But so far, there have been no reports of any tornadic activity. But folks, don't let that be an indicator as to whether you take it serious or not, because I don't understand why this is, but people think if there's not a tornado involved in it, it can't be that bad. And trust me, straight line winds can do just as much damage as F0 or an F1 tornado. I mean, that's what a tornado is wind. So whether it's swirling or moving in a straight direction doesn't really matter. It can still cause the same amount of damage. So always take severe thunderstorms warnings serious, whether it's involving tornadoes or not. Hey, Brittany. All right, so Tammy says there was some hail in Napoleon earlier, and it looks like it's coming again. Yeah, it could. Looking rough in Tin Shop up there on the ridge. Yeah, no doubt. Y'all looking back into that cloud, it looks pretty bad. No power in Dickert, and wind seems to be coming back. Yeah, it's going to be a little windy, Dickert, because that leading edge of that next storm is coming through out there on Highway 22 right now. Gloria says it's still rumbling in LaGrange. Yeah, you're hearing that thunder off down to the east of Pine Mountain. A lot of lightning down there. And you've got another storm cell, though it's small, back to the west of downtown LaGrange, up in the northwest corner of Troup County, just to the east of 5 Points, Alabama. So you could be hearing thunder from either direction. And it wouldn't surprise me if you're not hearing thunder from that Randolph County storm, too, because there's a lot of lightning output in that storm. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that report. Penny's watching us from Foster's Bridge. Angela, is there another line after this? Yeah, there's more out there. Now, the question is, does it hold together? Maybe does it move a little bit further south than this first or second round? We'll count this as round 2 that's coming through Randolph County right now. And then round 3 would be back over here around Talladega Springs. So it just depends on whether it holds together or not. But yes, there is more out there. And then we're going to do this all over again tomorrow. For cold water, let's see. Yeah, I think you're pretty much in the clear up there for now. There seems to be, and understand we're looking at the Birmingham radar, so I can't see really what's happening in Mississippi, but there seems to be some more reflectivity showing up there around Jasper. So we could have some rain later on this evening. I wouldn't look for anything else strong, though. Certainly nothing like what we've just seen. So, Cindy, I think you're okay up there in Coldwater. And look at that right there. Heads up Napoleon. New Hope, Napoleon, Haywood. You got a pretty good indication of hail there, moving directly toward Napoleon. Severe thunderstorm warning now for Heard County and for Carroll County. That's going to be for this storm coming out of Cleburne and Randolph. So you just got finished with one, Franklin. Here comes another one. Severe thunderstorm warning for Haralson, Carroll, Heard, southwestern Coweta, and western Polk County until 6:15 p.m. Eastern. It's a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be, let me zoom out. Just look at that, would you? My goodness. I mean, they're warning for every county all the way to Chattanooga, Tennessee, along the leading edge of this storm front. So we're looking at I'm just roughly counting about 12 severe thunderstorm warnings. 12 different counties under severe thunderstorm warnings at this hour for this line of storms coming out of Alabama into Georgia. In our coverage area, the heaviest part of this from I-20 down through Randolph and then down into Tallapoosa, the heaviest part of it, at the moment anyway, is going to be in Randolph County. We have two distinct areas where we may have hail taking place. One between Napoleon and Woodland, maybe some really small hail around Big Springs, and then just west of Tin Shop, just north of Roxton and just west of Tin Shop, a small area there where we could have some hail taking place. But notice the lightning output is pretty significant along this line of storms. Just in that frame you're looking at right now, 113 lightning strikes in the last 3 minutes. And then as we look down here in Tallapoosa County, that's the southern end of this line of storms. And it has just moved through Jackson's Gap, so things should start to improve there. The leading edge of it about to move over Highway 49, just north of Dadeville. So trees are down everywhere in Cheaha. And I'm not at all surprised, Denise. That was a nasty looking storm when it moved through Mount Cheaha. I would hate to have to maneuver that ride up the mountain after a storm like this, because I'm sure there are trees down everywhere. Mickey Nord is reporting very windy and pouring in Roxton. A lot of lightning, says Gloria. Over in Griffin, Georgia, we've got some rumbles of thunder, no doubt about it. That whole line is moving down in your particular area down there. Actually, the heaviest part of this is probably going to stay south of you in Griffin. But Griffin, if you'll look back to the west, back over toward Randolph County, Alabama, you see what's moving through Randolph. That's going to move east. So if it holds together, now it's a big if, and it's still probably a couple hours away from you, but if it holds together, you got a pretty good storm over there right along the Alabama-Georgia state line that will move toward Griffin. You guys are awfully gun-shy over there, and I get it after dealing with all that tornado damage. So keep an eye on what's going on over here in Alabama, because odds are that's what you're going to get later on this afternoon. Wind is up and it's getting dark in the Springfield community. Dothan, Alabama. At the moment, not a whole lot going on down there. We've got a couple of special weather statements just northeast of Geneva and near Enterprise, and up there around Ozark, around Daleville, right there on the Fort Rucker base. And then there's a shower over near Ashford, about to move into Georgia, but nothing really of any great significance down in the wiregrass of southeast Alabama at this hour. And I believe the severe thunderstorm watch doesn't. No, it doesn't. There's your severe thunderstorm watch. It doesn't make it all the way down into southeast Alabama. But here, those are the counties that it does cover. And this is in effect. This is in effect until 8 p.m. The Alabama watch is in effect until 8 p.m., but I think we'll see counties cleared. Probably looking at Talladega will probably get cleared here in a few moments as soon as this stuff gets out of the southern part of the county. And then the Georgia watch is in effect until 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, Roanoke, it's headed your way. I mean, that's some pretty nasty looking rain moving into the city of Roanoke right there. And probably some hail taking place in Roanoke at this hour as well. Probably out there around Hanley Middle School. We may see some hail taking place there. Downtown Roanoke, out there around Wright Field. Maybe some hail around Center Chapel. And then up there on 431, just to the east of Crystal Lake, back down to around Walmart. There could be some hail taking place there also. Very heavy rainfall, gusty winds, thunder. Most of the lightning is up there on the north end of Roanoke. But you got the rain now. There's no question about that. Hey, Norma Jean, watching us in Abanda. Gully washer just came through Lake Wedowee, about 6 miles north of town. Storming in Woodland. Thank you, Tammy. Bad lightning and thunder in Newell. Power lines and trees are down in Oxford. Thanks, Deborah. Storming in Tin Shop. Here comes the rain in Roanoke. Absolutely. Abanda has thunder. Raining in Woodland. Wind is blowing, getting dark in the Graham community. Thank you, Ricky. Heavy, heavy rain and wind, very high in Springfield. Bowden, Georgia. Linda says it's in Roanoke. Well, thank you, Sue Ellen. I'm glad. That's one of the things we try to do here on Dr. Don's Weather. I'm going to shoot you straight, but hey, a lot of folks suffer from weather anxiety, and I get it. And so we're just going to give you the information. And those of you who are informed and you watch Dr. Don's Weather, and let me tell you where the weather's at, will help calm that anxiety. I mean, 99% of surviving severe weather events is simply being informed. And that's what I aim to do here on Dr. Don's Weather. Uh, 5 points. Yeah, you got some stuff over in Tallapoosa and extreme northwestern chambers that eventually will make it over to 5 points. So, yeah, look at that stuff right there from Daviston down to Budston in Tallapoosa County. Will move into chambers. That'll come through Milltown, Pennon, Marcoot, Buffalo, probably all the way down to Lafayette, and then you'll be in line to get some of that as well. 5 points, probably about 30 minutes out. Lucy says it's storming on Main Street in Roanoke. Heavy rain in Rock Stand. Tin Shop is so loud I can't even think. Heavy rain in Wedowee. Thank you, Addie. Jade's watching us in Rock Mills. Storming badly in Bowden. Teresa says we do need the rain, but don't like the thunder and lightning. Thank you, Paula. Got a report of an automobile accident. I'm assuming that's going to be, it'd be on 431 there near Leisure Whirlpools. So you might want to avoid that area out there on 431 near Leisure Whirlpools. Told that there is an automobile accident in that area. Can't even see the road in Roanoke. Josh Caldwell says trees down everywhere in Ranburne. So stay away from Ranburne. All right, so we're going to probably see trees down all along the leading edge of where this line of storms moves through. So heads up, Franklin. It's coming at you next. The heaviest part of that storm coming out of Randolph is headed right straight for downtown Franklin, Georgia. Be ready. Also down here on the southwest corner of Heard County, I would expect some pretty significant wind there as well. The rainfall is just blinding. You cannot see to drive in this stuff. So best idea is to get off the road. If you're over here in the Franklin area, Central Hatchie, even down here in northern Chambers County, don't take a chance on it. Just wouldn't drive in this stuff. It's very dangerous. We've already got at least one report of an accident up here near Wedowee on Highway 431 that may be causing some travel problems there. Heads up, LaGrange. Here comes another. It's not very big, but it's pretty strong thunderstorm moving into downtown LaGrange.
You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather.
Had to grab a swig of water. I'm back. I would definitely stay at Mama's until this passes. And it's not going to last much longer in Roanoke. You still got very heavy rainfall there, but give it about 10 to 15 minutes, and the backside of this will be moving through the Roanoke area. Already looking much better over in Clay County. Things have cleared up nicely in Ashland, Lineville. Wedowie's rain will be slowly coming to an end as well. Should not be raining in Wedowee as hard as it once was. Woodland, things will start improving for you here pretty quickly. Newell, things are looking better. Delta, you look better there. But look over here in southern Talladega, from Sylacauga down to about Stewartville, Talladega Springs, Weguffka in Coosa County. All of this is moving off to the east also. Maybe a little bit of a southerly motion instead of exactly eastern. So I think, though, that it will clip the southern parts of Clay County from probably Millerville south. I think you will see this stuff over in Sylacauga. And then Randolph, Roanoke, maybe. Wadley, maybe. I think Chambers and Talladega or Tallapoosa for sure on this next wave that's coming through Sylacauga and Weguffka at this hour. So Randolph County, the heaviest part of that storm is now moved into Heard County. Yes, it's still raining like mad out there on Highway 22. All the way over to the Georgia state line, and 34 from the Georgia state line all the way up to Franklin. It's just way too dangerous to be driving. But if any high wind or hail has moved out of Randolph County and is now in western Heard County, and will very quickly move across Highway 27 right through downtown Franklin as it continues moving on off to the east. Heavy rain in downtown LaGrange. No weather watches no weather advisories or warnings for that LaGrange storm at the moment. We do still see a severe thunderstorm warning for Talladega County, Tallapoosa County, I should say, from Budston over to Eagle Creek, and then down to just north of Dadeville, right there along Highway 280. And that's where the heaviest part of this would be. It would be down there on the southern end of this warning. Although we've got very heavy rain moving into western Chambers up there around Shiloh. And then heavy rain from Wadley down to Abanda, down to about Milltown. So you folks over here in 5 Points, you had one little quick shower that just moved over. It's off to your east now. But you'd have more heavy rain off to the west, moving in your general direction. So northwest Randolph County and central Randolph County has been released from the severe thunderstorm warning. So the warning now stretches from about Graham down to Wadley, though Wadley, I can tell you, the heaviest part of this has now moved on off to your east. Out there on Highway 22 from just east of Wadley all the way to Dickert. And then there's a little bit of a break, and then it picks up again in Roanoke. All this stuff is moving off to the east. Maybe some hail down there around Bacon level right now as well. Hey, Mike Pittman. And Mike's confirming heavy rain in downtown LaGrange with thunder and lightning at this hour. That's going to be from this storm cell. I think we just got a special weather statement on that Chambers storm. We did. So there's your LaGrange storm. And you can see that the heaviest part of this now is out there on the eastern side of LaGrange. headed toward the interchange out there at 109 and I-85, and also I-85 and I-185. Very heavy rainfall moving into that area. But nothing from the Weather Service on the LaGrange storm. We do have a new special weather statement for Chambers, and that is going to be for this stuff moving out of Tallapoosa and out of southern Randolph. I'll read the verbiage of this to you. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Chambers County through 5:30 this afternoon. At 4:36 p.m., Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from near Wadley to near Jackson's Gap. Movement was to the east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard with this storm is wind in excess of 40 miles per hour. And maybe some tree limbs could get knocked down with this, and very heavy rainfall and some dangerous lightning as well. So the good news here is they didn't issue a severe thunderstorm warning. They just followed this storm. They did have a severe thunderstorm warning for Tallapoosa County, but they're replacing it with a special weather statement for Chambers, which is a good indication the storm may not be quite as strong as it once was. And we'll let this thing loop through. You can see the progression across Randolph County and down there in Tallapoosa. And there's the current shot. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County has now been canceled. So all clear for Randolph, all clear for Clay, all clear for Cleburne and Calhoun. And at the moment, all clear for Talladega. We're watching to see if they're going to do anything with this storm in the southern part of your county. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Coosa County. And they're still holding on to that little small polygon over there in Tallapoosa, over there on the eastern side of the county. Heavy rain showers now moving over Lake Martin. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Heard County and for Carroll County. The zoom out, you can see it looks like the northern end of this is indeed waning somewhat. I don't see as many severe thunderstorm warnings as what we had about 15 minutes ago. So that's good news for North Georgia. Pretty good storm up there just north of Bremen, north of I-20. Heads up Dallas, Douglasville, Villa Rica, Carrollton, and that storm is now moving into Franklin. Yeah, I hope y'all was planning on bringing me dinner. I don't follow up in here and start talking about food if you don't think I don't want to get involved. My two favorite pastimes, weather and food. All right, folks, I'm going to take a quick little break. I'm going to leave the feed up. I'm going to start the loop, zoom out just a little bit, and I'll leave the feed up, but I am going to take a quick break and look at a couple of things. And I'll be right back with you as our severe weather coverage continues here on Dr. Don's Weather.
You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Abama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Abama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Abama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Abama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Abama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Abama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, Subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather.
All right, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Coming up on 5:09 Central, 6:09 Eastern on your Sunday, August 6th, 2023. We're watching some severe weather move across East Alabama and West Georgia. Just got reports of a house fire. This is on Pine Road. Now, I'm not sure exactly where that is, but it says Pine Road. And this is going to be in Polk County. So it's up in Polk County. So that was a report of a house struck by lightning, fully involved up there, unfortunately. Let's see if I can see some other strong wind, 60-plus mile per hour along the Polk-Haralson County line. Yeah. Now, folks, understand, too, when these thunderstorms, like what we're seeing today, move through, you're going to see a lot of low-hanging clouds. Those things are called scud clouds. And they look like funnel clouds, but they're not. Those are what's referred to as scud clouds. See, no indication of tornadoes out there this afternoon, though. Never can rule that possibility out, and sometimes they can happen with very little or no warning. So you always got to be weather aware and be in a place of safety when these type thunderstorms move through. So let's start from top to bottom. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Carroll County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Tallapoosa, eastern Coosa, northeastern Elmore. And we have a special weather statement for Chambers. I'll read the Chambers storm to you. This is a special weather statement for winds in excess of 40 miles per hour, and that would be basically from 5 Points down to Lafayette and right down Highway 50 down to about Camp Hill. That's where the leading edge of this is, but the storm stretches from Camp Hill all the way back up to Lafayette, Buffalo, White Plains, 5 Points, Stroud, and then curves back to the northwest near Doublehead. And Roanoke, you've got some moderate rain coming your way, but nothing severe. Standing Rock, you got some moderate rain taking place there. It's about to move into the Abbots Ford area, and right there along Holiday Park. And LaGrange, at the moment, you've got light rain, very heavy rainfall to your north, and especially up there just east of Franklin. Maybe some hail still occurring up there. But that storm has decreased in intensity significantly just in the last few moments. So the severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Heard County has been canceled. We have nothing in place for Troop. Just a special weather statement for Chambers. So it appears the next area of concern is going to be down here with this storm coming out of Coosa County, moving to the east-southeast across Tallapoosa. So heads up Alexander City. Central and southern Lake Martin. Down there around Bama Park, just to the south of our town. Dadeville, especially the south end of Dadeville, you may catch the northern end of this storm. And any significant wind threat, I think, is going to be with the storm that's still in Coosa County, near Hyssop, moving to the east-southeast. Though Alexander City, you're going to catch part of that as well, so heads up there. Clay County, you look good. Talladega, Cleburne, Calhoun, Randolph, all looking good now. And really, there's nothing off to the west that's going to threaten you. So I think your severe threat has ended for today. In Talladega and Clay and Randolph, Cleburne, Calhoun, maybe with the exception of the southwest corner of Clay County. But I think that's going to continue sinking to the southeast. I believe that stays south of Ashland. But down there in the southwest corner, some very heavy rainfall and lightning taking place there in Clay County. So now the National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for multiple counties in west central Georgia. The good news out of that is that they're not severe thunderstorm warnings. They're special weather statements. But this would include southern Carroll. It would include Heard and Troup and northern Harris in our coverage area, and also Coweta and Meriwether counties. So heads up Noonan. Yeah, Mike, that's probably a gust front associated with that storm that's in Chambers. If you'll look right there on the radar, if I can get the cursor down there to that monitor. There we go. If you'll notice, you actually have two gust fronts. You have that first one that's just moving through it as we speak, and here comes another one that's out there probably around Lee's Crossing about right now. That will be moving through LaGrange in any moment. And that's going to be the gust front from this storm sitting over here in Chambers County. Just got nasty in Micaville. I wish I was ordering pizza. The problem with ordering pizza where I live, yeah, it ain't happening. I live up on the side of a mountain in northeast Georgia. I can't even get UPS and FedEx to come to my house, much less the pizza guy. He did do it one time. It did happen one time years ago. And I think that guy left the country after he came up here to my house. So we probably got some pretty good wind with this storm in Coosa County. Let me switch to the velocity. Oh, yeah, look at that. No question, this is the best-looking storm I've seen all day long as far as wind is concerned. This storm is the leading edge of it near Equality and back up to around Alexander City. Very little question there. That looks like some pretty good wind. We're talking about 60 mile per hour outgoing wind here. That would be just south of Hyssop. There's a pocket of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Right there along Highway 22. On Highway, what is that, 22 and 9? And you can see there, 62.8. I think 62.8 is the highest I have been able to record. But yeah, we got some 50 mile per hour winds about to move in, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. Now understand, folks, this is not at ground level. This is up in the atmosphere. Maybe 1,000 feet or so. But nonetheless, if you've still got heavy rain, and you do, then it can transport that wind to the ground. So, you know, probably realistically 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gust in Alexander City. Fish Pond, you could be in that 40 to 50 mile per hour category and Equality. Eventually, you will too. This is moving over Highway 9, just north of Equality. There you go. It looks like it's expanding as well. So that's a pretty nasty thunderstorm right there in eastern Coosa County. From Kelly's Crossroads over to Hyssop, all the way back up to around Alexander City. Hey, Center Chapel. Again, if you're over here in West Georgia, special weather statement. Southern Carroll, Heard, Troop, Meriwether, Coweta, Northern Harris, and in Alabama, Chambers County. And also in Alabama, severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Coosa, all of Tallapoosa, northern Elmore. We have a pretty nasty looking thunderstorm over here in eastern Coosa about to move into Tallapoosa County that is showing some signs that we could see 30, 40, maybe even 50 mile per hour wind gust as this line of storms moves into Tallapoosa County. I think Alexander City's probably in the 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gust range, but points to the south down there around Kalijah and our town, Lake Martin, Wind Creek State Park, maybe Jackson's Gap and Dadeville could see slightly stronger winds when this line of storms moves into the area. Well, thank you, Donna. Nice to have you in here from Huntsville. I think you guys are all looking pretty good up there at the moment. You've still got some light rain, but looks like the heavier activities moved on into East Alabama and in northwest Georgia. And for those of you up here in North Georgia, this line of thunderstorms was pretty potent when it came through places like Valley Head, Fort Payne, Chattanooga. But as it has moved east of the Rome area, we're beginning to see the northern end of this line weaken considerably. Now, we may still get some rain out of it up here in places like Blue Ridge, Blairsville, Dahlonega, Hiawassee, Cleveland, Helen. But I don't think we're looking at anything severe up here. The strongest part of this line now is from just north of I-20, stretching back down to northern Elmore County in central Alabama. Nope, no snow this time, but give it a minute. What is this? This is August. Yeah, give me about 4 or 5 months and then we'll talk snow. I cannot see who posted that. All it says is Facebook user, but I'm almost positive that that's likely someone from Rock Mills, Alabama. And if you're just joining us, we continue with our severe weather coverage this afternoon. Turned into a really active Sunday afternoon. We had, at one point, 20, almost 20 counties in Alabama and Georgia under severe thunderstorm warnings at one time. Things have calmed down some since then. The last line of storms has now made it into Georgia. We do hold on to a severe thunderstorm warning up there around Villa Rica. And then we have that special weather statement right there along the Heard County, Coweta County line. And then we have a special weather statement for Troup County, though the heaviest part of that is almost out of the northeast part of the county. And then that special weather statement in Chambers, but certainly no question as far as our East Alabama counties are concerned. The only concern really that remains out there is going to be this line of thunderstorms moving into Tallapoosa County. And it's pretty strong. There's some pretty good indications of wind within this storm. Let's go back over to the base velocity. Look at that right there. Right there around Seaman, Alabama, Equality. That's where the absolute heaviest wind appears to be at the moment. About 54 miles per hour. So I don't see any 60. Earlier I was showing 62, 63. Now we're showing 52, 53, 58. That may be the highest I've seen. There's a 59 right there. And that's going to be near Kalijah. And, of course, the wind coming across the lake is not impeded by anything, so the winds are going to be stronger there. So this area where you see the bright colors, right there around Equality, and then up just to the south and southwest of Alexander City, you see some more 50, almost 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. But the concentrated heavy wind appears to be just north of Central, near Kalijah, back to Equality. And that's moving off to the east. So heads up there. I think the heaviest of the wind will stay south of Dadeville. The next area to be on the lookout would be right there around Bama Park. And that correlates very well with what we're seeing on radar. And there's the heaviest part of the storm, without any question. And it's moving in this general direction. So just north of Eclectic, south of Kalijah, east of Central, and west of Bama Park. That's where the heaviest part. And that's where the most likely area is for high wind. Now, Camp Hill, you're about to get another heavy shower, no question. You're going to get some thunder and lightning. It's going to be a heavy rainfall. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning there in Camp Hill, Dadeville, Jackson Gap, Eagle Creek. That stretches all the way back up to around Hackneyville and even up into southern Clay County to near Millerville. But the absolute heaviest part of this is back here on the southern tail end of the storm, which is pretty common. That's where you would normally see the heaviest part of any thunderstorm, and that's certainly what we're seeing today. 80% chance of hail. I think the wind is going to be the biggest threat right there in that area between Kalijah and Eclectic. Hey, Rachel. If you're just joining us, 5:29 p.m. Central, 6:29 p.m. Eastern on your Sunday afternoon, Sunday, August 6th, 2023, as we continue to cover severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. Lots of folks make this happen, and we want to thank each and every one of them, like Mr. Ron Young with Southern Auction Solutions. They've got a big auction sale coming up in September. Get in touch with Ron at 334-885-1787 to get more information. 5 Points Farms, the venue at 5 Points Farms. If you have a special event coming up, a wedding or a special event, check them out at 5pointsfarms.com. Give Mr. Jeff a call. I think Miss Cindy actually runs that show, but yeah, great folks, beautiful, beautiful venue there in 5 Points, Alabama. Mr. Jeff texted me a few moments ago and said it was getting rough there in 5 Points. Now, that was about 20 minutes ago. But give them an opportunity at your special event. They've got a gorgeous place there in 5 Points, Alabama. Also, the town of Wadley, thank you, Miss Donna McKay, and the town council. There's Bama Diesel Repair up in Woodland. These are all partners here with us on Dr. Don's Weather. Mr. Joey Knight down at Auction 431 South. Understand they have a lot of fun down there. Check those folks out. Southern Union State Community College over in Wadley, Opelika, and Valley. Joey also has Anchor Roofing. So if you've had hail at your house or if you've had high winds today, you want to get in touch with Joey so that he can check out your roof. Doesn't cost you a dime, and he's an honest person. You can go to the bank with whatever Joey Knight tells you. Genesis Weight Clinic, Miss Melissa Hughes and all the folks there at Genesis Weight Clinic in downtown Roanoke. Mr. Jimmy Stevens of Jimmy Stevens Construction. If you're into remodeling or going to build a house, you want to give Mr. Jimmy a call. He is honest folk as well. Then, of course, Mr. Ron Young at Southern Auction Solutions. Roger Bell Auto Brokers on Highway 431 South in Roanoke. You got trees down in your yard? Here's the guy. It's Heron's Tree Service. Give Grover a call at 256-610-7541. And you know Jamie Dukas. You got to get that insurance with Alpha Insurance. He can save you some money. Get in touch with him today. So I want to show you a couple of graphics from the National Weather Service. Here is the threat for today. The threat's quickly ending for East Alabama and West Georgia, with the exception of that one storm down there in Tallapoosa County. We're looking pretty good for the remainder of today. But then there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow's severe weather possibilities may be more widespread than what we saw today. And we could be looking at a few stronger storms than what we saw today. You have that enhanced risk that's sitting right there across Randolph, northern Clay, northern Talladega, and across Cleburne and Calhoun tomorrow. And that'll stretch back over into Heard and Carroll County as well. And then the rest of East Alabama and West Georgia will be covered under a slight risk of severe weather on your Monday. And then, yeah, we're not done yet. Look at Tuesday. We got a chance of severe weather on Tuesday as well. Right now, Tuesday's event doesn't look as significant even as what we saw today. And we think tomorrow, out of all 3 days, will bring the greatest chance of severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. So I'm going to need all of you to be weather aware as we head into your Monday. Possibility of severe weather. We're not quite done just yet with today, as we have a mess moving across Tallapoosa, portions of Elmore, and about to move into Lee County. Heads up Notasulga. Heads up Auburn, Opelika, Beauregard. This is coming right at you. And it's got some pretty significant wind in it, especially right there around Stillwaters. So if this continues on the exact same track, it'll come awfully close to the Auburn, Opelika area here in about an hour or so. There's a look at Auburn, maybe. Let's see. Okay, there's a look from Sanford Hall. That's Toomers. And it's a little breezy there in downtown Auburn this afternoon. That's a pretty good look. You can see the leading edge of that stuff coming in up there on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. That camera's having a little bit of a issue for some reason. But it's breezy in Auburn this afternoon, and probably in about 30 minutes it's going to get awfully breezy. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to watch this. If we see, because this is, well, hold on a second. Maybe not. No, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Lee County. All right, so, and we were just talking about this, so that was good timing. Here comes a new severe thunderstorm warning now, and I'll read this to you. The National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Elmore County in east central Alabama, western Lee County in east central Alabama, and Macon County in southeastern Alabama until 6:45. At 5:35 p.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Camp Hill to near Tallahassee to Blue Ridge, moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm will be 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So let me go back over to the base velocity, and let's probe this. Now, up there around up there around our town, we are showing some 50 to 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. That's not at the ground. Understand the radar beam at this point, maybe looking at 1,000, maybe 1,500 feet up in the atmosphere. And that's where we're seeing the 60-mile-per-hour wind. And then as the heavy rain falls through that, it can push those winds to the surface. So just because we're showing, 60-mile-per-hour winds right there at our town, that may equate to 40-mile-per-hour winds at the ground. Just depends on how heavy the precipitation is falling. We've got another little pocket of maybe some 55-mile-per-hour wind right there along Highway 229, just northeast of Alex City. And all of that is moving toward the Auburn-Opelika area. So this is a pretty intense thunderstorm, a broad area there from Bama Park all the way back down to just east of Wetumpka. We're seeing these 30, 40, 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts running out ahead of this thunderstorm. Heads up Reeltown. The heavy wind about to move into your area right now. And we do have very heavy rainfall in all of those areas. So there's a very good likelihood that we're getting those wind gusts down to the ground. Hey, Summer, good to have you in here. Watching this from Wedowee. Y'all looking good up there in Wedowee now. I think your severe threat has ended for the night. The only severe threat we have left right now is going to be down here in Tallapoosa County, about to move into western Lee County. We still have some heavy rain in southeastern Chambers down there around Valley. We still have pockets of heavy rain in Coweta and Meriwether and even in Hurd and up there just east of Carrollton. Boy, would you love to be on I-20 up there at Villa Rica right now? My goodness, look at that. That is some serious rainfall from Villa Rica all the way to Douglasville, really almost all the way to Six Flags. There are going to be some folks going to be sitting up there on I-20 for quite some time. Got a new special weather statement just populated for, let's see where that is. That's down there around Troy. Just to the northeast of Luverne, around Troy. Everybody knows where Troy's at. Heavy thunderstorm down there. It's not severe at the moment. And then we have some thunderstorms down there around Dothan as well. But certainly the storm of the hour is going to be this one coming through Dadeville, Bama Park, Reeltown, about to move into Camp Hill, and that's coming right at downtown Auburn. And you can pretty much see it there off in the distance. So you see the darkening clouds on the horizon. There's a look at Toomer's Corner. It's pretty windy in downtown Auburn. You can see the trees are blowing there in the background, and the camera's actually shaking. And the leading edge of this storm is still about 20 miles away. So Summer, you said your mom is down here in Coffee County. Yeah, there's one little bitty thunderstorm down there southwest of Enterprise. But I don't see anything down there of any great significance. Let me turn the composite on because that's getting a little bit too far for Birmingham. Yeah. That one heavy cell there to the south of Enterprise, and then right there around the Ross Clark Circle over on the west side of Dothan. And then that storm up there around Troy. That's about all they've got down there on the southeast side of the state. And so the reason we're continuing with our severe weather coverage is going to be for this line of heavy thunderstorms coming out of Tallapoosa County, now moving into extreme western Lee County, headed straight for downtown Auburn. Here's a look at Toomer's Corner. Hurd County, your severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled. Let's see if we can get the camera in a box up here right quick. All right, there we go. We can kind of watch this thing move into the Auburn area together. New special weather statement coming in for Chambers County. And that's going to be for that part of the storm coming out of Tallapoosa into western Chambers. Strong thunderstorms will impact portions of Chambers County through 6:45. At 5:45, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorm along a line extending from near Sparkling Springs to near Waverly. Movement was east at 40 miles per hour. Wind gust of 40 miles per hour will be the main threat with this line of thunderstorms. So what's going to happen here is this special weather statement that you see that just populated, it's going to be for that part of the storm coming out of Tallapoosa County that will move into Chambers. And the southern end of that appears to be stronger, so they've gone with a severe thunderstorm warning down here in western Lee County. And we have got the Toomer's Corner camera pulled up here on the screen, so we can kind of watch that thing as it moves in. I'm going to step aside for just a moment. Y'all hang in there with us. Our severe weather coverage continues here on Dr. Don's Weather.
You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather. You're watching severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's weather. This coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at Five Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. Dr. Don is currently on break and will return shortly. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and consider supporting us by clicking on the donate button at drdonwx.com. That's DRDONWX.com. This is Dr. Don's weather.
Good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome back in to our live severe weather coverage as we continue with our wall-to-wall coverage this afternoon. Right now, really, we only have one storm that is keeping us on the air, and that is this severe thunderstorm moving out of Tallapoosa County into western Lee and western portions of Chambers County as well. It is 5:52 p.m. on your Sunday evening, Sunday, August the 6th, 2023. So we'll bring this current, and you can see that the western sections of this coming into Chambers. Again, the Weather Service has opted to go with a special weather statement for the Chambers County portion of this storm and a severe thunderstorm warning for western Lee County, because right there where the leading edge of this thunderstorm kind of bows out is where we would expect to find the strongest wind. And when we turn on the base velocity, which shows us the wind, you can see that that is exactly what we've got going on here. The heaviest winds now are down in this corner here from Tallahassee back up to about Highway 50. And the winds are not as strong as they were about 30 minutes ago, though there is one spot I just noticed right there. Well, there's the new update. So I'm just looking to see. There's a 50-mile-per-hour gust right there. There's some 50s northeast of Tallahassee. There's some 50s up there coming into Chambers County as well. Just to the west of Lafayette. But again, folks, understand, this is up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Well, not upper levels, but it's up off the ground. We're talking maybe 1,000, 2,000 feet up. Anywhere, it could be up to 5,000 feet up. It just depends. But if you've got heavy rainfall in the area, it can push those winds to the ground. And that's what we're looking at this afternoon. When I turn the reflectivity back on, you can see that we have incredibly heavy rainfall all across this area. So with those winds up at 2, 3, 4, and 5,000 feet running at 40 to 50 miles per hour, it could conceivably push some of that to the ground. So that's why the Weather Service has gone with a severe thunderstorm warning for western Lee, because the heaviest wind is down here on the southern flank of the storm. Though we do have one pocket coming in to western Chambers out of Tallapoosa to the west of Lafayette that is showing some 40 to 50 mile per hour winds as well. So I'd say anywhere from Lafayette all the way down into southern Lee County and even down toward Tuskegee. Heads up, you got a pretty good gust front and a nasty looking thunderstorm coming your way. I mean, look at that up there in the upper right hand corner of the screen. You can see the right hand, you just look all the way up to the right-hand corner of that shot of Toomer's Corner, and you can see those dark clouds rolling in to the Auburn-Opelika area. Still about 7 or 8 miles northwest of downtown Auburn, but you can clearly see. Let me take that full. Okay, that's not going to work. Let's go back, and we can't take that full. Well, we can. I'm going to have to reset it, though. Stand by. There we go. And if you'll look right up there in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you can see those darkening clouds moving in to downtown Auburn. All these folks out there walking around Toomer's Corner needs to be finding, finding a place of safety. It's going to be windy and rainy and a lot of lightning there in downtown Auburn in just a few moments. So the radar shot that you're looking at is the storm system that's moving into the Auburn-Opelika area. So the live camera shot that you're looking at is Toomer's Corner right there on the campus of Auburn University, right in downtown Auburn. And the leading edge of this storm is right there along that white line I just drew on the screen. Here's Auburn. So it's moving in that general direction. And again, if you look there in the upper right-hand corner of that live shot, you can see the dark clouds rolling in. And the wind appears to be picking up. Take that shot live again. Again, look up there in the upper right-hand corner. You can see the pitch black clouds moving in. Alexander City, let's see. Are you in the clear? Yes, Alexander City is in the clear. Ranburne, you don't have much up there. I mean, you've got a little bit of red. Let me go back to the radar, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. No, actually, things look pretty good up there in Ranburne now. You've got a little rain up there, but nothing of any great significance. Now, you get on over there into Carroll County, you do. You got a lot of thunder and lightning just across the line, so you're probably hearing some of that. Still got some rain between Roanoke and Rock Mills. No question, though, the storm of the hour is this stuff we're watching right here, coming out of Tallapoosa over into western Chambers and into Lee County. Now, the Weather Service opted to go with a special weather statement for the Chambers County portion of the storm, which is about to move into downtown Lafayette, and a severe thunderstorm warning for the portion of the storm moving into western Lee County, primarily because there's more of a wind threat with that central and southern portion of the line than there is with the northern portion, which is what's moving into Lafayette. Though, I'll say this, that part of the storm that's going to be moving right into downtown Lafayette looks almost as strong as the southern edges of this. So heads up, Lafayette. You certainly could have some 40 to 50 mile per hour winds there in Lafayette. We're going to watch this together as this storm front moves into Toomer's Corner. Got a very small but heavy cell sitting up there around Gold Hill, just west of Lochapoka, and near Notasulga. The part of the storm that's going to come through Auburn is certainly going to be strong, but where you see those purples, the flashing blue and purple, that's where the heaviest part of the storm would be. Let me turn the reflectivity off and turn the base velocity on. Yeah, you got some wind right there around Lochapoka. That's about 48 mile per hour wind, 30 to 45 mile per hour winds right there around Lochapoka. And then down here south of Notasulga, maybe some 50 to 55 mile per hour wind. Again, folks, that's up in the 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 foot level, probably 5,000 foot level now that it's made it this far over. So you got to have heavy rain to push it to the ground, which we certainly could have taking place here in this particular setup. Go back to the reflectivity, and I also want to take the Montgomery radar. Now that's literally on top of the storm, so let's see what the winds look like with the Montgomery radar. Yeah, not looking quite as significant with the Montgomery radar. Probably, there's a 26. Yeah, it looks like the wind's stronger down there around Tuskegee. But certainly 20, 25 mile per hour winds as this storm moves in. According to the Montgomery radar, you switch back to Birmingham, it's showing much stronger winds. So, but this is looking at it in the lower levels of the atmosphere because the radar site's much closer to the storm. So this is probably closer to the truth of what's actually occurring at the surface, though we could see some occasional gust up there around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Sue Ellen, it's Lafayette in Georgia and Lafayette in Alabama. Though I think there is a town in Georgia that's pronounced Lafayette. Lafayette Square in LaGrange is pronounced Lafayette. Don't ever go to LaGrange, Georgia and say Lafayette Square. You'll get run out of town. So again, we're watching a severe thunderstorm move into the Auburn-Opelika area. I'm going to go back to, let's take Peachtree City. Let's do that. And that'll give us a look in front of the storm. Put the base velocity back on and go back to the probe. Yeah. So Peachtree City is really kind of confirming the same thing Montgomery was showing us. At the surface, we're looking at probably 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gust. Though we could have an occasional heavier gust, so. And so we should be moving into Toomer's Corner as we speak. Let's take the live shot back and look at the, you can see the wind, the upper right-hand corner of that shot right there. You can see the trees beginning to sway in the wind. You're too much, Sue Ellen. Well, welcome to the South. I'm glad you left the left coast. We're happy to have you here in the South. We are real people. Yeah, we're real, that's for sure. Welcome to the humidity of the South. If you just moved here 10 months ago, then you have not had the pleasure of experiencing a tropical storm or a hurricane just yet. Hang in there, it's coming. So we're watching a live shot in downtown Auburn, Alabama. This is Toomer's Corner. You're looking at Sanford Hall. There. Oh, wow, look at the camera. It's beginning to shake pretty good. Wind is picking up, no questions. But again, according to the radar shot, if you look right over Sanford Hall, you see where the darkest part of the cloud is. That is looking southwest and back toward Tuskegee, Alabama. That's where the heaviest part of this storm would be. Again, we got some pretty strong wind showing up there. Got occasional lightning strike. But I don't see anything too significant, and radar is confirming that. The strongest winds are going to be to the southwest of this location. Come back to the radar, and you can see that real dark red spot sitting right over Auburn. That's what you're looking at live in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. But notice down here around Notasulga and down toward Tuskegee, that's where the heaviest wind is taking place at this hour. Zoom back out. We'll look back up there in Lafayette. And you see that line just now moving into downtown Lafayette. Right there along Highway 50, heads up Lynette, West Point, Casita, Valley. All this is coming in your general direction. But again, the good news is we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning for Chambers. The National Weather Service elected to go with a special weather statement there and a severe thunderstorm warning down here in Lee and down toward Tuskegee because of the wind possibilities down there. So I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to turn on, oh, look at Atlanta. Wow. I am certainly happy I'm nowhere near Atlanta. I'm 60 miles north of Atlanta. I'm so happy I have no business in Atlanta this afternoon. Up there in maybe Gwinnett County, up there on the northwest side, it is ugly out there right now. Down here around Hampton, Georgia is pretty nasty looking too. But I'm going to zoom out, and what I'm going to do is take level 2 off, and we're going to turn the composite on. This will show us the entire United States. We'll just look at the southeast for the moment, and you can see where it's raining. Really from the Carolinas back down into Georgia, some severe weather down there in South Georgia, and then that one severe thunderstorm warning over in Lee County, Alabama. Special weather statements around Atlanta. We still have some rain up here in northwest Georgia, slowly moving to the east. So I think we will see a few showers up here in northeast Georgia before the night's over with, but I'm not looking for anything severe there. So that's a big picture. That's a big look. We do have one storm that's gone severe. That's that Troy storm down here north of Ozark, below Montgomery in South Alabama. So I think the severe threat is winding down for today in Alabama, and eventually that will be the case for Georgia as well, south of Atlanta. It's already ended for North Georgia. I'm just really kind of surprised they hadn't upgraded Chambers County to a severe thunderstorm warning, because that just, it's pretty nasty from Lafayette south in Chambers County. So let me show you what's coming tomorrow, and then we are going to end our broadcast for today unless something significant changes. Let me show you what's coming tomorrow. All right, so that was the threat today. That's pretty much ended except for Southern Chambers and Lee County. Here's the threat for tomorrow, and I want you to notice that we have an enhanced risk from about Gadsden down to Anniston, even down to around Talladega, maybe over to around Ashland and Lineville, and then to just north of Roanoke, maybe up toward Wedowee. And then over in Georgia, that would be most of Heard County and Carroll County in our coverage area. Will be under an enhanced risk of severe weather on your Monday, which will include damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour with quarter-sized hail. The yellow area which would be the southern half of our coverage, would include 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. And then the green would be a 1 out of 5 level, which would be down there in South Alabama for tomorrow. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So today was, I think tomorrow is going to be more widespread than today. And today was pretty widespread there for a little while. So stormy times we are in across East Alabama and West Georgia for tomorrow and maybe even again on Tuesday, as the severe weather threat is winding down currently across East Alabama and West Georgia. We'll go back and look at the Toomer's Corner camera one more time, and you can see really just some moderate rain. I don't even see anything really heavy as far as rainfall is concerned. The wind seems to have backed off just a little bit, but the roadways are soaking wet. You go back and look at the radar, you can see why, as no question the heaviest part of this is just south of Auburn. We've been telling you that now since we've been watching this. We thought that's what was going to happen, and that's what has taken place. Beauregard heads up. You got that hail core coming directly at you, so I would expect the rain to be a little more intense, it just went away on that volume scan. So now we got to go way down here to just east of Tuskegee to find any heavy weather in this storm. So it wouldn't surprise me. We've got a couple of spotted areas there just to the west of Beans Mill, and that's a new severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued. This is going to be for eastern Lee County, and it's going to get places like Smith Station, Beans Mill, Opelika. So just about the entire Lee County area now under a severe thunderstorm warning, with the exception of extreme northwest Lee County and extreme northeast Lee County. But certainly right there around Beans Mill, heads up, pretty strong thunderstorm moving into your area. And Chambers continues under that special weather statement. This would be south central and southeast Chambers. You folks up there in Pennon, you're in good shape. Pretty much all of Tallapoosa County is in the clear now. Coosa County is okay. Troup County, you got some moderate rain, but you're okay for the most part. This stuff in Chambers may clip the southern edge of LaGrange, but it'll probably stay a little bit south of you. We got Heard County in the clear, Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Cleburne, and Calhoun all looking good. Carroll County looks good now as well. So that's going to wrap up our severe weather coverage for this afternoon. We will continue to watch this stuff down here in Lee, and if there are any significant changes, we'll certainly come right back and continue with our coverage. We appreciate those of you who have been with us throughout the afternoon here on Dr. Don's Weather. We thank you for your time. And again, if you'd like to support us, you can do that by sending us Facebook stars. You can go to our website at drdonwx.com. There's a donate button there on the home page. Or if you own a business, if you're part of a civic organization or a county, a municipal government, and would like to be a partner with us, all you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started before our early morning prime time forecast, first thing tomorrow morning, here on Dr. Don's Weather.
This has been severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is powered by Southern Union State Community College, Alpha Insurance Agent Jamie Dukas, and The Venue at 5 Points Farms. Brought to you in part by Heron's Tree Service, Southern Auction Solutions, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Genesis Weight Clinic in Roanoke, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, Auction 431 South, Town of Wadley, and Bama Diesel Repair. We will continue to monitor weather conditions and return with the latest information as conditions warrant. This is Dr. Don's Weather.